Shalom. Targeted individuals. This is Judah J. Decided to make a live, something I've been thinking about for a little while. Uh, just been getting some revelations about certain things when it comes to being a targeted individual that I think that you should know. Targeted individual is a person that has a deep connection to the spiritual realm. If you didn't know that by now, then you need to possibly wake up. The stuff that you've seen and the stuff that you witness in people, the weird scenarios that you've been having to deal with for such a long period of time in your life, or maybe not even that long of a period of time in your life. These things are not natural. Newsflash. Seeing someone or expecting someone following you 24/7, or when you come around, the vibe in the room changes. People making real weird, funny moves, getting on their phones and everything. Blessings to you, faithful to God. I'm going to open it up in a second. But seeing people act different around you, whenever you come around, hearing people talk about things in your life that they can't know about. We've talked about these things ad nauseum on this channel, and you've seen it all over the internet. People talking about people following one headlight. People are getting on their phones when they come around. All these things that we've always gone through. Now, we've always gone through these things, it seems like, and we've been on an island all alone, having to deal with these experiences, while the rest of the world, the people we talk to, they don't get it. If you talk to somebody, and you probably, as a target individual, won't talk to anybody. You're not going to share this information with just anybody. You'll keep it to yourself because you are too worried about the possible repercussions of somebody trying to set you up or lie on you or try to manipulate you or take information that you give them, which is important, uh, which is sensitive, and use it against you. So you're not going to, as a true target individual, tell many people about the things going on in your life. That would be the most untargeted individual type thing that you could do, right? So you've been a target individual for so long and recognized it. But here's the thing. Um, you have not decided to progress to the next stage of being a target individual. The stage that I have been trying to tell you for many years now that you have to get to. One second. You have to get to this stage I'm going to tell you, and or be able to make it in these times. I've always told you that we are spirit in a human, a temple, right? Having spiritual beings walking in the spiritual, in a physical realm, right? And the things that we see are not by chance. We don't acknowledge the stuff other people that are not target individuals, quote unquote. We don't acknowledge it for no reason. It's all for a reason. People, everything that we go through, every interaction that you have with some other individual in the world is all contrived. It's all um, done on purpose in the grand scheme of things, either to elevate you, to teach you something, for you to teach them something, to elevate them. uh, all these encounters, all these scenarios that we go through on a day-to-day basis are contrived. They're already thought up. By who? Now, of course, on this channel, I believe in the Most High God, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, uh, the God of the Bible. And so I believe that all things work to the good of those that love Christ, that love the Most High God, that love God. But you guys, I'm not just talking about everybody here. There's been some sort of disconnect, I believe, and it's been for so long in this community where we talk about all these weird things we've gone through, but nobody wants to take it to the next step. Nobody really wants to seemingly go to that place that that we all know we have to go. If we're dealing with all these weird things that no one else is dealing with, it would seem like it's not a physical thing anymore or phenomenon. It would seem like there's something greater than all of us target individuals that we are going through that we cannot wrap our mind, that's so big and so above us that it must be spiritual, right? A lot of people don't want to even delve into the fact that this whole thing we're dealing with is a spiritual um, um, thing. It's a spiritual thing we're going through, right? Now you would say, okay, if it's a spiritual thing we're going to, what do we do about it? I've told you on this channel millions and billions and zillions of times that there's only one way that you can deal with this, and this is repentance and coming back to Christ. Because everybody that has really, as a target individual, decided to allow Christ truly in their lives and have decided to turn away from sin and decided to really seek Him and allow Him into this situation, they have gotten help. They have seen their circumstances change. They have been able to walk through the fire, so to speak, even though these people are doing these evil things around us, and still go on about their life and live their lives every day, looking forward, not looking back, knowing that this stuff is happening around us, but being able to have a sense of peace, a sense of I can make it through this, and then turn around and help other people that are going through this. See, that's what happens when you involve Christ into your situation as a target individual. But if you are stuck on the whole, I'm a target individual, the powers that be in this earth are against me, and I can't do anything. Look what they're doing to me every day. They're shocking me with weapons, and they're following me, and they're treating me like this on my job, and they're doing this, and they're stalking. If that's where you have been for since for since you've gotten into this and recognize you are a target individual, you are not moving anywhere. You are not elevating. You are not advancing. You are a disservice to this community. You are someone that is just going through torment for no reason. You are going through torment and being used as a puppet by the fallen one, which is Satan, the one you don't want to believe exists, the one that whenever I mention his name, my numbers go down, the thumbs up, the number of people in the chat goes down when I mention that our enemy, right? Because you still do not want to equate that this whole reality and this whole existence and this whole thing we go to it being a battle between good and evil. Why are we those that have these heightened senses of the spiritual realm and things going on and people doing things? Have you thought to yourself why are you the one whose eyes are open to this mess? But then you do not want to take the next step and say, okay, my eyes are open. Now use the knowledge that you've gotten, that you've gained from being in this situation to go out there and help other people, to go out there and help yourself, help your family, help whoever, right? Because you have goggles which are not fogged like the rest of the world. This stuff, like I told you on this channel before, like being a target individual was going to be worldwide. I go back to my other videos, all these other videos I've had. I've always told you that we are target individuals now because for whatever reason, the Most High God decided to allow our eyes to acknowledge what we were going through. But I've always told you that I believe everyone has been going through these things for years, for their whole existence, but they just didn't know because the veil was still over their eyes. This stuff has been happening to everyone all over the world, the stuff that happens to us, right? But they did not know because they were not supposed to know. Then we woke up and get given this understanding and of what we were going through. And we made videos of people following us and stalking us and talking about us. And you don't know why they're doing it and why they change when they come around you. And you made these videos over the years. But then you stopped right there. You stopped elevating, you stopped learning, you stopped growing. You just got caught up by the torment of it all, which is easy to do because when you first acknowledge that things in the world are not right and that you have an understanding of it and you can see it and no one else can, that's a scary place to be. It's like being on an island and you're all alone. But then once you gain the knowledge of what this thing is, right? That the world's not right, that there are evil players, evil out there that is fixed on you, and that for whatever reason they want to destroy you, they want to torment you, they want to do the most to you, they don't want you to have peace. When you recognize that, now you got to take the next step. You say, what do I do to get understand it, but what do I do to get out of this? What do I do to get out of it? Now we went to that place. You say, okay, what do I do to get out of this? Am I gonna document everything that these gang stalkers do in a book? Am I going to take my camera and start to follow them and watch them and set the timer outside of my house and so that I can see them driving by my house or throwing things or at the house or just waiting to? Am I going to do that? What am I going to do? Okay, so we did those things, right? We did all of those things that most people would look at and say, you're crazy, right? Now you elevate it past that and you say, look, this isn't working. They're still doing it. It doesn't matter how many times I watch them and make videos on what they've done. Haven't you gotten to that place? If you have, push one in the chat. I'm about to come and talk, open it up. But if you have, push one in the chat. If you've tried everything in your own power to make this thing stop. And did it stop? No, it did not stop. It might have gone away for a second, but you still recognized it. Now, here's the other thing. Then you said, okay, I couldn't do nothing about it in my own power. Now you say, okay, I need to understand why. You're not saying, okay, I don't want to count. I'm not trying to catch them anymore. I just need to know what is it about me that's making these people do this. So then, as you start to, where are you gonna look if you don't have any place to look? There's no. If you're gonna look for something, you have to have an idea of where you're looking. And I've always tried to help you guys and tell you, you have to look in the spiritual side of it. You don't just look and see what the enemy's weapons are and what their technology is. And you're not going to get any help. You're not going to stop their technology. You're not going to stop them from making it. You're not going to stop them from distributing it, giving it to people to possibly use on you. You're not going to do that. You don't have the capacity. So then you say, okay, well, if I can't stop them from doing it, like from a physical means, a tangible I can see, then it has to be some other way I can stop them. And I always told you it's the spiritual route, it's Christ. It's the most high God, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It happens through prayer. It happens through seeking him out, reading his word. It happens through consecration of the flesh by denying your flesh the desire, the sin that we have all fallen to. It comes through fasting. It comes through prayer. It comes through these things. Basically, crying out to God to say, look at this that I'm going through. I'm just a flesh and blood being on the earth, frail, vulnerable because I'm flesh and blood. And I got hell, all this stuff coming at me from different directions, which I cannot even compute. I don't know where it's happening, why it's happening. You do, though. You see all of the wicked ones that are scheming and plotting against me. You see all of their desires inside of their minds. You know everything. So come into my circumstance. Give me understanding, knowledge of what this is and what I am to do. Guess what then happens? Like I tried to tell you all, you will have an amazing spiritual encounter with the Most High God. What will happen is He will start to make things make sense to you. Of your circumstance will, however long it might take, will start to make sense to you. But it'll make sense to you in this type of way. You will understand that instead of getting upset at God now because you say, okay, he's God. And if there's a God, like this Judah J guy is saying, then why am I going through this torment and it never ends? Because he woke you and me up for a purpose, which makes us special. Because everyone has not been woken up to acknowledge these things. They'll think you're crazy. They'll think there's something wrong with you. You are tripping if you tell people this. So why you? That's the thought that should be going through your mind. So there is something that's special about target individuals. I'm not calling you a chosen one because that has another connotation. That's a spiritual, that's like a biblical connotation. 144,000, the Israelites. I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about targeted individuals. You are still giving an insight that most people in the world were not given about the spiritual realm. So now what you do is you take that information, you give it to him. Now he starts to allow you to have peace inside of the madness. So while you're going through all these horrible things that most people don't want to ever talk about or acknowledge, you are able to continue and live your life and do what needs to be done in your life to keep moving forward, even though you got this stuff going on. It's not going to consume your mind when you see that person take out their phone. It's not going to consume your mind when you see that person behind you with the one headlight. It's not going to consume you when you hear these people talking about you behind your back or around you, and they're plotting and scheming. You hear them and they're acting like they're just gaslighting. They're acting like they're not saying something about you, but they are, and you know they are. But who are you going to tell? These scenarios that we go through, only us, right? You'll be able to get through it and go on about your day. And as time goes along, it'll get easier and easier and easier, even though it's still going on around you. You are being prepared for a society that's going to blanket and is blanking the world right now, where everybody's surveillanced, everybody is watched. Everybody, there's things that are going to be coming, forces coming against people in their day-to-day life, which they were never ever seeming prepared for. They're not used to, financially, mentally, spiritually. It's all coming on the world now. You can feel it in the world right now. And we, as target individuals, were able to get a glimpse of this stuff before all this stuff happened. Like I told you, that period back a couple years, 5, 6, 7 years ago, that's when I learned. About 7, 8 years ago now, that period was like a pruning period. It was like something that was preparing me for what was going, the stuff that was going to start coming on the world now. I didn't know it then, though. I didn't know why this stuff was going on in my life, this target individual stuff. I was terrified. I was imagine on your own, not knowing what's going on, couldn't tell nobody. You just felt kind of weird about even the thought of telling someone any of this stuff. And then I start seeing videos on YouTube about people going through this. And I watch, I think, thousands of videos trying to figure this thing out. And then all of a sudden, as the years went along, more people start making videos, more people. So now you got a community of people going through the same thing. Now you don't feel as bad. Even though you don't want people to go through these things, you don't feel as bad, like, because you're not alone, right? You don't just think you are just the only one in the world going through these crazy things, right? But now the whole world is going through these crazy things. Now imagine this: the people like us, we in more peaceful times, even before the whole 2020 thing that happened, 2020, we were going through this stuff, and it was more peaceful back then. So we basically, even though it was torment, we got to go through these things in a more peaceful atmosphere. But now imagine the people waking up now to this stuff, having the same thoughts of, what is this? Why are people following? Why does it seem like I'm being stalked and talked about and lied upon and all these weird things? Imagine going through it now in this climate, world climate. Imagine how much more difficult it is for people waking up now, which is happening all over the world. If these people are honest with themselves, if they get on the internet and they start to be honest with the stuff that there's going on in their lives, and share it with people, it would mirror everything that we've said. This is the stuff that no one wants to talk about or knows how to talk about. But see, we went through it as a target individual, which goes back to my original premise. If you have learned this, all of these things through all of these different situations, and have not come into the place where you know that Christ is the only one, that this is spiritual, and that Christ is the only way, and then we have to seek him and read his where he is the one. There is no one else. These other religions, faiths, and all of these pagan practices and all of these new age things they try to get, that's from Satan's kingdom. That's the flood that Satan sends out on the world to trick us, to make us believe that there's more than one way to God and salvation and peace and tranquility. And no, that is all from Satan's kingdom as a way to get us off the path, lead us down the trouble road, the road that we shouldn't travel, just long enough to where we're swallowed up and taken out of this life and taken into judgment to be in the lake of fire. I'm trying to tell you, all this stuff ties up, it lines up. And if you can't see this by now, at this point, I mean, what are you watching these videos for? Are you just watching these videos to complain about your situation, about how hard your situation is? Yeah, life is rough, very hard for everyone. And you're not the only one going through the crazy. But if you're just not going to learn and you just want to continue to stay in the same place, why are you even coming to my channel or channels like this? Trying to do what? To be entertained? Oh, you just want to be entertained, right? You just want to know that there's other people going through this thing too, like you. And that's all you really need to feel that joy or that peace, right? You don't want to get it. You don't want to find out about how to actually come out of this situation or not come out, because maybe you'll just, and maybe we'll just have to stay involved, stay in going through this, which is what I believe the world is now being targeted. But what the difference is that we have gained a relationship with the one, the true one. So we can go through these things and trust in him, because in the end, trust and faith in God and his son Yahushua Mashiach is the only thing that matters. Nothing else matters. Even when we fall short and we sin or we do this, the main thing is getting back to him. It's see, you have to at least be at the place where you know it's him. It's just him. We may fall short, like many of us do, but you have to, in your mind, in your heart, you're like, I fell short, but I got to get back to him. Make no tarrying to return to the Lord, because you don't know, you don't know, tomorrow's not promised to anybody, and anyone can. That's just the truth. And so the enemy knows that we are on a time frame. It's like a time clock. Every We're humans, right? Unless Christ comes back right away and sets, delivers us and sets his kingdom up. But that's not, he can come at any time. He said, you'll know you won't know the day, you won't know the day or the hour, but you know the season. But unless that happens, we are frail human flesh that will not always be here. So the thing we have to do is recognize who the one is, recognize what he did for us at Calvary. He made the sacrifice of all sacrifices and died for us and rose on the third day. That really did happen. I mean, think about the targeted individual stuff that you go through, and it makes no sense. And now you're realizing that it's a spiritual thing. So you mean to tell me you can understand that, but you couldn't understand the story of the Bible? It's spiritual as well. It takes a level of faith to understand and believe what Christ did. So it's going to take a level of faith and understanding to believe the stuff you are going through is spiritual. You're also going to it's a spiritual game. It just get over this whole, it's all technology. It's all, no, the enemies want you to be at that place. Do you know how the enemy is watching people that say they're target individuals? Because they know that we know. They know that we know. There was a card game, Illuminati card game, that they made back in 1995. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it, where they said the crazy one of the cards, and I forgot what the card title was, but it was one of the cards in the deck. It said the crazy ones, they're the ones that know, and it had like a little laughing face. Person was laughing. It's like the crazy ones that say the conspiracy. It was the conspiracy card. It said the conspiracy theorists, they're the ones that truly know, and it was like. It's a joke to them. They care nothing about humanity. They hate God because they come from the spirits from Satan's kingdom and the following himself, which controls all these deep fallen angels and demons and all of these evil spirits, right? All these evil principalities. They know their fate. They know they're already going to the lake of fire. Their only joy is to bring down humanity. Their only joy is to destroy God's people and to take as many of God's people away from him as possible. Who's God's people? Now, God's people are the children of Israel, but also those that are engrafted in, which are some of the Gentiles that will be saved, right? Not all of Israel is going to be saved, which is the Negro scattered to the four corners of the earth. Not all of us, and not all the Gentiles are going to be saved. That's just the way it is because of sin. It says that hell is opening its mouth. It's opening wide, right? And there will be great falling away, and people will turn away from the faith, and people will turn to some demons and different spiritual paths and all these things. It didn't say that, but this is paraphrasing. So you got all this evil that's around us, and it's a culmination that's happening right now. The culmination of time is appearing now. But people do not see the hidden hands that are behind this whole thing. The hidden hand is your enemy. Your enemy is a spiritual being which hates you, and his only joy is to destroy you. And God woke up people like targeted individuals to be able to see the spiritual realm in how it operates and how it functions in such a way which was so unique and different, to where most people will not believe it, and most people won't be saved. Most people won't believe the thing that's righteous, or believe that the thing that's true is real. They will not. They will believe the lie because most people are walking down the broad road. And that's the way it's designed. The world to come is not for the many, it's for the few. So it goes through this in context. Many people won't believe our stories about being targeted individuals. They will not believe, just like a lot of us targeted individuals will not believe that there is a God. They will still try to go on that pagan side, that the new age prince practices, and trying to open their third eye, and they will try to do astral projection and kundalini and ancestral worship, and they'll try to do all these things, sun worship and worship of different stars, and the astrology and the alchemy. They'll try to do all of that stuff just to find what they won't believe is real. They're trying to find God, but the real God, the God of the Bible, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But they will not find him because their hearts are darkened. Their minds are seared. And I believe that at this point, most people are just reprobate, to where your time clock, you have been turning away from God so much and trying to deny his existence so much, so long in your life. You know, oh no, that's not, God don't exist. There is no God. We are the masters of our own fate. We're the ones that can control our destiny. You've done that for so dang long. Your heart now is so black, possibly, and your mind is so seared, you can't believe if you tried. And that's the sad part. Because at this point, if you don't believe that there is the Most High, not a God, the God, if you don't believe he's real based off all the prophecies he has in his word and his Bible that have come true and are coming true now, if you're one of those people that's like, oh, these things have happened in the past, these things, the world always goes through a cycle where these wars like this happen, and the natural catastrophes, and the way how evil the world seems. It's just like we just need to do a spin dry. We just need to get washed, and it's a spin dry cycle, and then pretty soon we'll be right back to a peaceful, more peaceful, kinder time. If you're still a person that's on that mindset, that buffoonery at this point, this means that you may not just be able to find the way. And I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying if you play around with God too long, any of us, then your time to find him might be over. If he decides that that's your time, and that's all the time he's giving you to be able to find him. Because the reason why I say that is, check this out. I'm not saying nothing wrong. He says that there'll be a time where people's minds will be seared. When your mind is seared, think of a hot iron, and it's hot and it's burning something. It's seared. It's not good. There's nothing. You have fabric and you sear that fabric. It's no good anymore. There's nothing that can be done in order to bring that fabric back to that state, that original state that it was in. The original state that we were in basically was of less sin. Of course, we're born in a sinful, in a sinful world, right? This is a sinful world. And the flesh is sinful, right? Because of what Adam did. If you read the Bible, you know that. But because of that, we have all kind of disadvantages when it comes to being able to think clearly with a sound mind, have a heart that's connected to God, because you have all the wickedness and the evil that's all around you at all times. People trying to get you to sin every day. The society is built off of sin. It's built off of evil. So then if that's all you see, what are you going to do? So this is our cross to bear. This is our cross to carry. And that's just what each one of us have to deal with. But if the Most High God, through Christ, his son, if he can continue through his life to send messages to you announcing that he is real, he is the way, he is the truth, he is the life. Read my word, see if it's true. Taste and see. My yoke is light. Is easy, right? What it means is, when you start to truly turn to him and just have faith in him and go through the denial period of the flesh, which we all have a problem dealing with, and you say, I'm just going to turn this over to him. This sin that I've held on to in my life, I'm turning it over to him. Now, the Bible even gives you understanding of what happens next. It says, when you first, it's paraphrasing, when you first start something, or start this walk, right? Like, it's going to be hard at first. First, it's going to seem like it's unbearable, right? When you're getting away from sin. But then as time goes along, he strengthens you, he builds you up, and then he's perfecting you. You're become a master over this thing that befit you were just that defeated you so many times. So now what's going to happen is you're going to be perfected. You're going to be able to resist that thing, and it's not going to be something like some huge albatross around your neck where you feel like you can never get away from this sin, or this action and this behavior that you've always fallen to. Now you get to the place where God can work with you. You'll be able to hear him now. You'll be able to, in your heart, you'll be sensitive to his voice. You'll be, when you're in a hard situation, you'll know that he's right there with you, that he'll help you through it. You'll know in your heart. You'll feel lightness. You'll feel like, okay, even though I'm going with it through this, the Most High is with me. Christ is with me, and he's guiding me. And he says that all good things, he will give all good things to those that believe in him, right? And that trust in him, right? And you can't say you love him unless you obey him, right? So when you obey him, now he starts to work in you. He starts to change your mind about things. And it happens out of nowhere. You won't even know when it's happening if you're walking in his ways, if you're obeying his law, statutes, commandments, his 10 commandments, if you're really following those ways and making it a practice in your life. And you're truly, when you do something wrong, you think about it and you say, I'm going to go in another direction. And now know it's going to be hard because the devil comes immediately to try to take away the seed that the Most High God has planted. So now that thing that you have always fought to get away from, that sin, that behavior, that those actions, when you give it, you say, I'm going to give it to you, God. Now what you do is you wait and see. You give it to him, you pray to him, take it from me, you ask for forgiveness. And then now he does a work. He says, okay, now keep your mind on me. Keep your mind on what my word has said and the promises I've given you. The promise I even gave you to deliver you from every evil way, bring you safely into my heavenly kingdom. He says, I shall deliver you from the snare, the fowler, the noisome pestilence, and from your strong enemy. So now when you say, okay, here, Lord, take this evil behavior I got, take this evil addiction. See, we're all a work in progress. But when you say do this, now watch for him to do it. Now he's watching your faith. Satan's watching your faith. The fallen angels are watching your faith. Everyone's watching your faith to see if you're going to keep it on God and trust in God. Now, once you do that, after a while, it'll get easier and easier and easier. And you would have mastered that thing that was such a heavy burden in your life. You understand? But this is the process that everyone now has to be on in order to be able to make it. So when you fall, you get back. If you have the breath to live that he gave us, that he gives you, when you fall to sin, you get right back up. And you keep and you make no tarrying to return to him, and you pray and you fast and you ask for forgiveness. And I don't care what you did, you turn away from it. And if he gave you the breath in your body to live, you ask him for forgiveness. He says, if the wicked man turns from all of his sins and does everything that I ask, which is obey his word, right? Then he shall surely not die, and all of his sins shall be forgotten. So even the most wicked man in the whole world, if you have life in your body, let's just say you've done wicked things and you are not proud of it, but you feel like I'm on this whole rabbit hole now. I'm going down this rabbit hole and I've done so many bad things that he's surely not going to forgive me. There's nothing that can. No, if he gave you breath in your body, you cry out to him, and he'll see that as this person, even though they're gone through and done so much evil, and they feel like their world is just crumbling around them, and they never have any light at all in their world, and they even know that because of the evil they've done, this stuff is happening to them. But then when you cry out to him, and he's like, oh, they still cried out to me. Now they're trying to actually turn away from those things, even though it seems like everything is messed up now. They did all the wrong things. Now they're paying for it, and you know, but they're crying out to me. He honors that. I know he honors that, because you could have just said, forget it. I'm just going to let this thing take me over. I'm going to just go into this sin and just keep doing. There's no hope for me anyway. That's what most people do. But see, the special ones don't do that. They say, I know you're God, and I know that you have a standard, and I have not met that standard. And I know there's judgment for those that walk in the ways in which I walk. So you say, you know what? As long as I have breath, I'm gonna just I'm just gonna give it to you, because I know who you are. And I know how fall I so short and how well below the standard I fall. So I can't do this thing. I can't have eternal life without you. I can't have hope of a better tomorrow, and hope that of deliverance from the stuff that without you. You're the only one that makes that starts the process and actually works this stuff out of me. So I don't see no hope. I don't see no peace, no joy. I don't see. This is what a person might say, that they don't see any peace, they don't see any joy, they don't see any hope at all. But then they say, you know what? I'm just gonna give it to Christ. I'm just gonna, hey, what do I have to lose? And then they truly just start to trust and say, you know what, I still don't see nothing. I just want to give it to you. If you're real, just please help me. Please come into my life. Please deliver me, protect me. And then he sees that and he's like, they don't have any hope but me. And they believe that. They believe that without me, there's no hope. And that's where he wants everyone. And when we get to that place individually in our walk with Christ and walk with the Most High God, that's when you can be used. That's when you get the revelation. That's when all of the mountains will of your the mountains in your life, the problems that seem like they're never going away, the stuff that are going on in your mind, the stuff that you're dealing with people that's when all of these mountains start to fall. I've witnessed it. I know it. There's no doubt about it. Most High God is real. Christ is here. He's right here listening to everything that I'm saying. And I pray that it's pleasing to him. But I just want to let target individuals. I know I segue. I should have been to the comment section, but you know me. This is when you're led by the Most High Spirit, I believe, then it takes you in different directions. Sometimes I want to go to the comment section a long time ago, but I feel like the need to awaken target individuals up to the point to the place where you are stop complaining about what you're going through. That time is over. Do you see the way of the world? That's not going to get you through anywhere. That's not. Go back and watch my older videos if you're trying to see how this thing should be walked and what to look out for and all the tactics of the enemy. Man, forget that stuff now. It's about Christ. It's about the relationship with Christ. It's about having that supernatural, that power that's above us to come into our situations and bring us through. You want to make it through now. You want to help other people to get through. You want to be used and be a light in the world and not just some thing that's just you're just damaged goods. Like you've gone through all these horrible target individual things and you've done nothing with it. You haven't elevated yourself, you're thinking. You haven't elevated anyone else's life. All you're doing is just watching videos for what? Entertainment. You're watching this for entertainment. Anyways, and that's not everybody here. Blessings too. Let's go to the comment section. Blessings to you, faithful to God. Blessings to you. Blessings to you, Mamuk the General. Blessings to you, Lisa DeVitt. And I pray for deliverance for every man, woman, or even child that's on this channel, that you would get deliverance from the Most High God. He will give you his peace that passes understanding. He would allow this thing to make sense to you, to let you know that the only thing that you need to know is that he is the way. He is the only one that's going to make sense of anything in your life, in your mind. You can't do nothing without Christ. Let's just stop. Just stop. He's real. Like he's real. He's actually, you can't see him. Can you see your gang stalkers that when they're watching you through, of course, their little devices far, far, far away, or they're in the spiritual realm because they do those types of practices that where they can see you, where they can leave their bodies and do remote viewing. You know that, right? You know that. If you know that, push one. Okay, we should be past that. So that goes back to my original question. Are you watching these videos for entertainment? We already know these things. You go back to my other videos from a long time ago. You can read the titles and see what videos I'm talking about when I talk about the spiritual realm or those others that are amongst us. I've been talking about that for years, right? Because of my situation, because of how I tied it to the Bible. The Bible shows me all the. So look, we've already know that. So what are you gonna do now? Like, are you still there? Are you still there? This is do you look at the world around you? Look at what's going on, how uneven and how weird and strange things are. I don't know if you are like me, but I look around and I'm like, this don't feel like 1995, or this don't feel like the early 2000s. This don't feel like no other time I've ever experienced. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about what's going on in these wars. I'm talking about the people. When you're on the people, you don't feel it. You feel like everybody has an ulterior motive, an agenda. Like this interaction between, you're like, this ain't right. Right? You don't feel that? Why? Because we are at a certain time now, a different time. And it's the culmination of time. And that's why all these people are awakening to being targeted individuals. I mean, that's why do you understand? That's why we awoke. So many of us awoke in 2015. Israelites, the Negroes, they're Israelites, and we are. That stuff happened, not that long ago. targeting individuals. All these videos on YouTube about being gang stalked and surveillance. And that stuff wasn't out like widespread a couple years ago. Don't you understand that? Why do you think this stuff is moving the way it is? Everything at the same time. This is different than the other times. I'm here to tell you, if you've ever gotten anything from this channel, if you see me as a person that sort of knows certain things, this time is different than the other times. Right? It's just is. So you need to elevate now. You need to find out what your purpose is here on this earth. And I can tell you, your purpose is to serve the Most High God and to find Christ and to turn away from sin. And your purpose is to walk in light and and like I said, lead other people to Him. That's and He guides. He's the one. He says he's the only one that He draws you to us to Him. But like when He knocks, you answer the door. So this could be Christ knocking at your heart right now through a targeted individual video from somebody like me, right? Right? Telling you that He's real and that you need to make Him a part of your life very quickly, because life is not promised to anybody, and He is the way, the truth, of the life, and the judge. And if you are just somebody that's going to go up after this life is over and complain and say, "Look, but I was a target individual, and they were following me and following me with one headlight, and they were stalking me and they were lying on me at my job," and He's just going to say, "Depart from me, I never knew you." It was all about you are supposed to be a living sacrifice for the Most High God, just like me. That means that we are supposed to go for, He says we shall have tribulation. He says that we shall be hated for His name's sake. Now, if you are found in Him and you're trusting in Him and you're walking in opposition to the ways of this world, you're going completely against Satan's spiritual kingdom that is in control temporarily of this world, because God, the Most High God, has now, Adam fell and Satan was given temporarily authority over the world. Don't you know that? Didn't you? That's like grade level 1 Bible study. Like Satan has dominion over the world. He even had the ability to give Christ his kingdom. He says, if you just bow down to me, then I'll give you everything you see. That's what I meant right there, right? The Most High God gives Christ His kingdom. But I'm talking about Satan could give him Christ things on earth. Now, of course, Christ said, "Depart from me, for you shall serve the Lord your God. The Lord your God only shall you serve." Right? But Satan did have the ability to give Christ something. Now, I'm telling you, you're dealing in a spiritual battle. So you have a spiritual enemy that's against you. And at this point, you're just like, okay, I'm going to walk out here with no clothes whatsoever. You basically have no clothes on at all, being a target individual, and you don't know Christ, because you've been catapulted in the spiritual realm to know spiritual things, but you don't have the protection of Christ in order to be protected from the spiritual evil that is coming against you all the time, because of your elevation, your elevated, I don't know, state of who you are, because of the understanding that you've been given, right? That you've been entrusted with. Uh, Now, don't you think the enemy is going to come against you because you have this knowledge of the things he's doing in secret? Don't you believe that? Don't you know that by now? He is going to come against you because you know things, right? So if you don't have Christ to protect you, how are you going to make it? Blessings to you, Judah Warrior. Blessings to you, Tammy. Tammy, blessings to you. Blessings to you, Mandate Reporter. Yes, he is real. Blessings to you, faithful to God. Blessings to you. Blessings, blessings. I'm going to take a little break right here. Oh, I still got the car problem. I still need help with this car. It's something that needs to if okay, so if this thing has been going on for like a month and a half now with the car, I know there's a segue. We'll get back to the uh back to what we're discussing in a second. Been dealing with my car problem for over a month and a half now, and I have to get this car towed so that I can have it at least get on a diagnostic, because I'm a diagnostic of the engine to see what's going on. um if I was under the impression, and I still, that the engine was completely shot and done. But then I've got another mechanic to look at it. They told me to put a couple of parts on it, which I did. Camshaft position sensor, crankshaft position sensor, new spark plugs, put a new ignition coil packed on it for the spark. put a new fill filter on it, a new batteries on it, and it's still crank no start. So we had somebody, a lot of people listen to the engine, and it seems like it's something else, which uh, is not necessarily the engine having to be changed, possibly. I would not know if I don't get the diagnostic. Now, I'm trying to uh, get $150, trying to because I'm not paid for a while, and the money that I did have went towards those parts in the car, along with money that was given, about $70 that was given through my GoFundMe. If you guys would like to use donate to this channel through GoFundMe, you can go over there. It's the address or the link is in the Dropbox. You'll see that underneath. It'll say GoFundMe. But normally, I accept donations on for the Cash App. You will be able to see it right here. It's actually under the Dropbox as well. This money will be going towards my car to fix this car, to get a diagnostic at least. I do not have the money right now to get this diagnostic. It's going to cost about $150 to have a mobile mechanic come out here and put it on a diagnostic machine so I can finally see exactly what's going on. I have not had a diagnostic because I was getting the parts that, for the symptoms to, like, get these parts, start small first, cheap, and then see what happens. But all the symptoms matched. Like, okay, got this part, supposed to fix it, didn't. Got this part. So now I'm finally at the place where I'm gonna get a diagnostic, which costs a lot more money. Now, after I get the diagnostic, I'll at least know what's going on. So then if I need to take it I'll at least know, and I can tell the mechanic, this is what you need to fix. Instead of just throwing money at it like I have been and not getting anywhere. I get very early in the morning. I take ferries to get to work. I take a number of buses now to get to work. I get up very early. Let's just say that. And I don't want to go in deep into that, but it's been very taxing, very hard. I do need my vehicle. So that's the reason why I'm asking for donations for this purpose. It will go completely there. I'm going to put my Cash App information on the screen. We're getting back to our live, and I want to open this thing up. I'm going to put the Cash App information. If you guys would like to go there and donate now, you can. That would be a huge blessing. And I believe the Most High would bless you. I'm not sure when or how. I'm not that guy. But if you help people, if you've gotten something spiritual, if you got something that's helping you, help you from this channel, from something that I've said, then that is a blessing. Here is the, let me see. So that is the Cash App, $ Judah J Talks 144. I am trying to get the donations to get about $150. This would help me. I'm just going to put the number there. And if you guys see this, this is not me begging or anything like that. I've been going through this thing for a very, very long time. I've made many videos, even put them on. I've put them on, what's that? GoFundMe, like videos showing my car, showing what's going on. I can even put a new video that I showed of my engine that shows, and you can hear my engine and how it's running. And there's so many different uh, 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 diagnoses of my problem of this engine, but nothing has helped it. But now I finally have just said, you know what? I'm gonna stop trying to do this the cheap way. I'm just going to get it on the diagnostic and see exactly what's wrong. Stop trying to put little fixes in there. No, because I have to have this car now. And there's that. So that's out there. $ Judah J Talks 144. That's Cash App. You can go there at any time, and that'd be a blessing. I'm trying to at least get the 150 for the for the mobile mechanic to come out and do the diagnostic, finally put the engine on the car, and then at least know what's going on with it. So then when I do take it to a mechanic, they're not going to be able to just charge me out the yin yang money that I don't have, and make things up because they're like, oh, he's desperate. He needs this. So we'll just make, how people are. And I just am not in the position at all to handle that. Not at all. And I do have a need. So anyways, there's the information right there. If you like to donate, it's $ Judah J Talks 144. All right. So back to our live. I think that what you're seeing in the world right now It's only going to intensify to a place where people will not recognize this world in the next couple of years. I'm no prophet. Um, I watch Celestial a lot. Do you guys watch? If you watch Celestial, the woman that has the head wrap on, wears it the way she's supposed to, woman ministering and prophesying. If you wear Celestial, push a one. That woman, if you listen to Celestial, if you listen to her channel, her lives, uh, her videos, push a one. Push a one. If you listen to Celestial, yep, me too, Tammy. I listen to Celestial every time. Mostly, she makes a video. I also listen to Tail Town Ministries. Of course, I always watch um, Darby's old videos, Pastor Darby's videos. I don't listen to many people, but I listen to these. I listen, of course, to Truth Unedited as just kind of just to hear his takes sometimes. But the people that really get my spiritual food from is Victory Manifest. I don't know if you guys listen to Victory Manifest, uh, put the one up there too. Victory Manifest is good. I listen to, of course, like I just said, Celestial. I listen to Telltale Ministries, and that's it. And Pastor Darby, right? And then I do my own study. And I think that we are coming to a place in the world. It's not going to look anything like what we have been used to. I believe that once this election starts, and I believe that what Celestial said is there's going to be some things that happen to maybe people that we are seeing now running for things, right? That is not going to play off very well in this environment in Babylon, and that's going to, I think, change the whole world. Right? I like made a video the other day. I made a video the other day that said I was making a reference to Albert Pike in the Protocols of Zion, how he said that in the Third World War that the that the what's that that the Jews, those that they call Jews, and those that go against the Arabs and Islam, they're going to cause so much chaos in the world, and we see it now through this war. Is mirroring what they said in the Protocols of Zion, like verbatim. There's going to be so much catastrophe, and so much angst in the world, and destruction and chaos and stuff, evil, because of these two that uh, they're going to get rid of Christianity, quote unquote Christianity, and the faith of Christ, because something's going to happen to turn people away from Christ, like a great falling away, and they're going to turn to Luciferianism, right? And so now you ask yourself, what is the thing that can turn people away from Christ fully? People that said they had faith in Christ and served Him, and even if they didn't do it the right way, and we were like, "Oh, that's a fake Christian. They don't really trust in God. They just judge you. They do." I'm talking about what is the thing that's going to turn the mass number of people away from Christ to turn to Luciferianism? I believe that it's going to be that maybe the taking away of somebody that is running in this election, right? A person that people put their whole heartstrings on. They completely love this person. They follow his every move. They believe he's some sort of last hope for them to be able to live in this country. He is their messiah, so to speak. I believe that if something was to happen to that one, and also, if something was to happen to this quote unquote Israel land, the people that they believe are the true people, right? If they were to be, let's just say something was to happen, right? Through the Iranians or Russia and striking them. And then if something was to happen, the people that are Christians now will say that's not what was supposed to happen. Those are God's people. Why did their land get kaplooey? Why are these people that are supposed to be God's people going through these things? This isn't right. That will cause them, I believe, to lose the faith in the God of the Bible, because something may happen over there in that Middle East that changes the whole situation. The whole world sees these people going down, sees their land being kaput, right? Who knows? And then all of a sudden, that goes against the faith and the belief that they had in that word, the Christians, right? And they start questioning God. And now they're like, you know what? The world is going to hell. Everything is wrong. I can't afford gas. I can't afford to eat. The jobs are not here. People are taking over the country. They're coming in from different places. This is not the America I knew. And then now the people I used to believe that were the children of God are not something. I don't know if they are the children of God because they're not supposed to be taken away. Their stuff, they're supposed to make it through, but what's going on? See, then they're going to start questioning their faith, maybe, and then all of a sudden they turn to whatever. They start looking within. Okay, we just going to make our own God, or we need to seek something to make this thing make sense, and that's where they find Luciferianism. That's where I think, and I think it can happen very quickly. And you know what? Just because it happens, the beginnings of it doesn't mean it has to just all at once. This could be the beginning of the transformation of those that said they believed in Christ to now completely throwing away Christ and saying, you know what? That forget that. That's not real. That's fake. That's not. I'm gonna do this, and that's what they're. I believe that's where the world's going. Mamuk the General says, the Most High Daughter, me too, sis. I get the evil grin, stares, waves, brightening and honking horns. Yep, we all get that, or have gotten that. Now I've had, like I told you guys before, I used to have a car, like mini cars, where the whole one light, the honking, of course, the tires always being damaged, just weird things happening with the car. I mean, so many things. I've even made videos in the past. You can go look back at that. But I mean, one thing after the next. But see, the thing is, we just have to follow Christ and just give him praise anyway. That's all I can say. Through all of your troubles and trials, and just give him praise anyway. I mean, that's all I know to do. Um, I mean, the Most High Yah's daughter, who do it? There's a new cook whom used to come eat twice a day. He's sending electric jolts or something at you, and you think radiation poisoning. You're thinking they are trying to make you, yeah. Um, they possibly are, um, because they know your spiritual signature. They know, Most High's daughter, that you are somebody that is serving another power. And I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. And I think that by now, I can speak this way, and you can just be like, "Yep," because they sense people that serve one spirit. They can sense when something is off in the spiritual realm. If you are serving Christ, you sense there's something off when wicked people come. When people that are wicked, when they're serving the fallen one, they sense something's off when when Christ people come that have his spirit. So when you come around and you say you believe in Christ and you're serving the one, they sense it, and so they get uncomfortable. They do not want you around. There's something inside of them, and it's just nothing but spirits, familiar spirits, monitoring spirits, demonic spirits from Satan's kingdom. They immediately jump into these vessels, these temples, just like the Matrix movie, like I always make reference to, because they're an open door to the spiritual realm and they don't have Christ. They can now have spirits jump in and out of them. They see you. Who do you think sees you? Who do you think sees you? The spirits in them see you. They know that you're not of their God. So basically, now they come and they say, attack this person. Now, this person that is walking in this wicked way, that doesn't know Christ, that has these spirits flowing through them, they might now start to react in ways without even knowing they're doing it towards you. They will have justification for why they're acting this way towards you. They may say something or lie on you or speak to you in a loud tone voice, or just do something to make you angry. Like and there's something that they possibly have no control over at this point, and they shouldn't, because if you don't have Christ, you're going to be basically a conduit, an empty vessel for spirits to go in and out from Satan's kingdom and use you like a puppet. You'll just be like used like a puppet, and that's what's happening to you possibly on your job. What can you do what can you use to stop it? You can't stop it with a physical means. And I know I'm kind of getting involved in your conversation. You cannot stop Satan's spiritual attack by physical means. Let me say it again. You cannot stop Satan's attacks by physical using physical means. You have to get close to Christ. You still have to start reading your word and speaking his word over your situation. You have to start binding spirits. I bind every demonic spirit of witchcraft, sorcery, murder, death, destruction, hate, fear, violence, sickness, infirmity. I bind every lying spirit, every spirit of destruction and chaos. I bind every demonic spirit, a lying spirit, every demonic spirit of jealousy, of fear. I bind every demonic spirit of just whatever the spirit is. And I cast these evil spirits far away from me. I bind these demonic spirits in every temple, man, woman, and child, every witch and warlock, every demonic entity without a body that's ever been assigned to me in Yahushua HaMashiach's name. And a lot of you will say Jesus Christ's name, spirit and truth. And I cast these evil spirits down to the abyss. Go. Now, believe. When you do that and you believe and you keep your faith on Christ and on his word being true, you're causing things to change in the spiritual realm. And you're doing, and like I said before, you're not seeing it right away. You have to see, you have to just say it. Now put your mind on it and trust in Christ's word that it's something happening now, changing the situation. Just believe something's changing now, because it is. When you speak his word into any situation, you change everything in the spiritual realm. But now it's only activated when you believe. Faith activates the power of God. Faith is the thing that activates the power of the Most High God, right? Judah Warrior, I feel like I've tried everything, but only praise and worship, spiritual warfare, and prayer is the only thing that truly works. Finally, somebody gets it. That's all it is. And let me tell you something. The seeing the power of God manifest in your life this is what really pushes that forward. It's your ability to keep your mind on the promises of the Most High God. I've told you this before. It's Peter walking on the water to Christ. It's the falling in the water because he took his eyes off him. He says, he who keeps his eyes on me shall stay in perfect peace. Any one of you or me or anybody that can do this long term, ask the Most High God for it. And I say believe, and then your mind goes blank. You say, okay, I'll say his word, and then I'll speak his word back. He says, speak my word. You'll speak his word over your situation, and then your just mind go blank. No. What I'm saying is you got to like zero in with your mind, like you're looking at some painting. You're looking at it like this, like you're looking at a painting, and you're not moving around. You're just looking at it, and you just stay there. The one that can stay there long enough is going to see the power of God. I've experienced it. I've seen miracles in the spiritual realm. It manifest into the physical realm. Things I've gone through and needed to see God's power just manifest and just show up. It's been when I've had my heart stayed on him. I'm not talking about I pray and then I just go on about my day. I'm talking about I stayed in a room and I prayed and I'm watching that thing to happen. I'm waiting for it to happen. I have my eyes fixed on the faith. My heart, I'm fixed on faith that it's going to happen. And then once you start to your mind, you're like this, I'm not turning away. Like you see this picture, right? You're like, I'm not turning away. I'm going to keep staring. Look, I'm doing this with my hand. I'm saying I'm just going to keep staring at this picture. I'm not going to turn away. This is what you have to do in your faith with Christ. You get your word. He says, I shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler, from the noisome pestilence. Right now, let's say something is come after you that's trying to take away your peace. Somebody that's trying to come and harm you, or you've got sick somehow. And then now I'm telling you to stare at this picture. Making an example. Stare at the picture and don't turn away. Don't turn away. Look at it. Just look at it. This is what you do when you pray and use his word. You say, you said that you'll deliver me from the snare of the fowler, from the noisome pestilence. Now you look at it like you could be looking in the Bible. Stare at his word. Just look at it. Don't take your eyes off of it. You may have to just do that to get that word in your mind and see it in your mind and then say, okay, he said it. It's true. So then you just think about his word. That's what meditating is. You're just thinking of his word. You're saying it and you're thinking about it. You're letting the truth of it saturate your mind and then saturate your heart. And then all of a sudden you start to see it manifest in your situation. That's the people that see God's power manifest in their life. I wish I can explain that better. Anyways, I'm going to start using StreamYard again because I don't know how to allow people to come on as far as being a part of the live, and that's what I want to start doing. Everyone in the chat, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to change my streaming service, and I'm going to change the StreamYard so that I can be able to invite you guys into the live. So that's going to get ready to happen pretty soon because I need to. I feel it's important to be able to hear from you guys, to hear your takes on things, to interact with you guys, to see where you guys are at. If you have any questions for me, that's a blessing. I'm also Sharon. I don't know if Sharon, if you're there right now, but I'm trying to reach you, and I'm just gonna send you a link because I can send a link, but I don't know through. I can send a link through YouTube, but I don't know if it would only go to you. And I'm trying to do a thing where I just send one person a link, and because if you've become a member of my channel, then I'll be able to have individual one-on-one, like where we can just go back and forth, talk, chop it up, without everybody else around. So I don't know if YouTube can do that, but I know that I can actually send someone a link. But I just don't know if I'm doing a live, if it's just going to go to you. So I'm going to get the StreamYard stream service working so that I know I can do that. Send the link to one person and we can just have our interaction. Okay. If you guys would like to become a member of the channel, the information is also there. You can click underneath the video where it says membership. I have I have a Patreon where you can go over there right now. I actually have music. There is music on my Patreon that you can purchase right now. It's not expensive. This will also help the channel. So I'm just going to put music on my Patreon page. Music on my Patreon page. You can get that information if you can do it at the drop, what's this called? Look at the drop box, or I'll put that right now. So it's Judah J12, Judah J. No, hold on. It's Patreon at, I think it's Judah J12.com. I think that's it. Patreon at JudahJ12.com. Actually, just go on to the under the drop screen, and you'll be able to see my Patreon. If you would like to donate to the channel, once again, for the help of that car situation, this is the Cash App. Like I said, um, I have a one second. I'm trying to get the car towed. It's about 150. If you guys want to donate, you can go there. That'll help out. I just want to be done with this situation with that car thing. But I know it's getting closer. The Most High bless. Judah J talks. I think that's 144. So if you would like to donate for the car situation, you can go right there. That situation is right there. Anyways, guys, I am getting ready to stop the live. I got to get up early, but I love you guys. Once again, please stop the whole turning every other direction other than to Christ, to help you make sense out of being a target individual. Because at this point, you cannot afford not to have Christ in your life. He gives you that peace that passes understanding. He allows you to go through these things, these different scenarios that you're talking about in the comment section of being a target individual. These guys are monsters. These gang stalkers do not have the spirit of the Most High God. They are individuals which are lost. These individuals, I'm not saying they cannot be saved, but man, they have done the most. But I'm telling you, thank you. This is and I made this, got this made. I had the Puma. It's like a Puma hoodie with the lion right here. But then I was looking at it, I'm like, man, I'm just gonna put what I am on here. Real Israelite. Now I got a real Israelite. That's pretty cool in the purple because that's royalty. But I had to watch out for this because I don't wear this everywhere right now because the environment is not the way it should be. So I don't wear this too much outside because I got to be smart as well. But yeah, this is the look. This is the fit. But like I was saying, you know, it's all about Christ, and you got to get to the place where you are saying, "I want help. I want my situation to change, even if it doesn't change on the outside, where it seems like people are stopping the behavior that is come against you or the actions." You have to have that peace on the inside. You have to have something that helps you to navigate through this. And if you're still just worrying about what people are doing, because they're not going to stop what they're doing. Do you understand? It's like they're hitting a wall. They're going to keep doing it until you put up the buffer that stops them from getting to the wall. The wall is your mind, it's your heart, it's your ability to cope. If you do not allow them to get inside, right? If you don't allow them, then they can't come inside. The only way you can do that is through Christ, through prayer, worship, through fasting and crying out to him, through asking him to fight your enemies, spiritual warfare. You can't do anything without Christ. So let's just get past that and move past this whole I'm gonna do everything by myself. You're not going to win. You can't win by yourself, and nothing will make sense to you because the enemy is only getting stronger right now. He's working in a greater fashion in his people right now. These gang stalkers don't care about nothing because the spirit in them hides the truth from them. They don't see the evil they're doing in the way they should see it. They do not know the ramifications of their actions. They totally believe they're in the right. They do not see because their minds, most of them are possibly seared. They are reprobate. They are not right. They are not of God. They don't care about God. They don't seek God. They don't want to know God. Probably never knew God. You have this enemy against you because of who you are. Because the Bible says that my people shall be persecuted for my name's sake. So if you have the Christ signature on you, if his stamp is on you, and the enemy is out here knowing his time is short, why wouldn't they come after you? Why wouldn't his people come after you? Right? Why not you? Like, why are you so special? You get it? Anyways, once again, blessings to you. Please like, share, subscribe, become a member of the channel. Go to the Patreon. I have music over there and other videos over there. I even have videos over there of me teaching that I have over there. You can purchase that. Teaching in the classroom because I want to kind of let you guys see what I do outside of this. So there's a video over there on my Patreon of me teaching in class. Of course, it's just like a brief video, me at the board, and you see me just like kind of doing teaching a lesson. Also, you can go to the once again, got to put it there for one second. Sorry about that. All right. See, that's weird. The numbers go up because I dropped the camera. That is this world is weird sometimes. Uh, okay. So I'm gonna put this up here one more time because it's a need, and I hope you guys will forgive me for continuing to do this. But it's Judah J. Hold on. $ Judah J Talks 144. This is the Cash App that you can go and donate if you would like for the car situation. This is also for the channel because without the car situation, it's hard to work or to do many other things. Of course, I have a job and I'm saved. Once again, I'm waiting for it to come through, but the pay and everything. But it's right now. There's a need. Let's just say a great need for that car. Because of the trip that I have to take every day, the time that I have to wake up in order to get there, it's really taxing. It's really taking a toll. So go to Cash App, $Judah J Talks 2044. Like, share, subscribe, and I will be making other videos very soon. If the Most High Yah, of course, when He leads me to make a video, because I don't want to just make videos for no reason and not be inspired to do it or just to make a video just to make a video. So please like, share, subscribe, and I pray that each one of you will have come into contact and gain a relationship with Christ, because He's the only way, He's the truth, and He's the life. And if you do not have Him, it is unthinkable what you will have to deal with. Anyways, love you guys. Until next time, blessings to everyone that's in the chat. Please come back, turn on your notifications when I make a video. You'll know. Okay, blessings to you guys. And Shalom.